and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire and Fontus, some aliens, Mayhem mode. We're in round 176. This was a surprisingly uneventful turn, which I am mainly incredibly appreciative of. We got 10 decisions awaiting us. A dome breach, that's not good. Waste disposal, that's not good. It's Decade of Revolution, although this isn't too bad, I think, for us. Got our AA gun, discovered radiation cleansing, fuel efficiency. Fuel efficiency might actually be nice. And we're still having over ocean shipping issues, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Order acknowledged.
There's definitely an argument to upgrade the bazooka. Because we got the next generation equipment, right? So if we build upon Panzer Scare 3, we got 300 firepower, we can upgrade to 400. Notably, this is also another 100 millimeters of armor pen. Not that we're hitting things with that much armor, but armor pen. Preempting the armor pen with extra firepower as well is pretty nice. And then our armor upgrade.
Order received.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Failure, so a bunch of people are dead. That's bad.
Aye, aye, sir.
Critical success, that's what we want to be seeing.
Yes, sir.
Roger.
And we do actually want more mines. We'll take the mine. And you want the mine because that's what we need for negotiating peace. Although the difficulty to peace has gone up. Let's try to open contact with those guys. Shadow Diplomat.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
Okay. So we now have envoys with them. That's a step in the right direction. And then these guys, at least with our current level of mind, are not really interested in peace. And our current person is not... Well, I'm saying not. We got 127, so they're pretty decent at it. It's not very easy to buff oratory. It's easier to buff diplomacy. Guess we just got really bad readiness on that last unit or something. Because 1 to 1.1 dropping to 0.5 to 1 doesn't seem like the right jump direction. But should be an improvement. Yeah, let's take this fight. There's a bunch of vehicles there, and we got a bunch of anti-tank weapons, in theory.
Going in. Mission successful.
So we lost 12 subunits. They lost 12 subunits. Although most of their subunits were all vehicles, right? So we've mostly destroyed vehicles. From a IP and metal exchange ratio, that was a decent exchange. From boots on the ground, you've got limited number of boots. Maybe it wasn't super great.
Going in. Mission success.
And that wasn't a good exchange ratio. That was 11 for 1. That got us the Hex, but I don't think the Hex was worth that. Work compartment complete, work compartment complete, work compartment complete, work compartment complete. Spread us nice, hefty bonuses across the board. Should at least help some of the workers staying happy. Yeah, the rail station should be done soon. And then I think we're on to trying to expand the port again. Let's queue the port upgrade up.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
We are down to the point where it is loading, unloading, that's being the issue. So is it all the far end, or is some of it the close end? You're both. You're both. You're both. Yeah, so I need to improve shipping apparently everywhere. Although, why are you? At 100 or 1,920. But in bracket it's saying 2.6. Doesn't track. Oh, maybe that's something that's fixed for the next turn in theory? Maybe it's fixed for the next turn in theory. Or one of the formula modifiers isn't being applied correctly. Not sure. And then negotiation with these guys. I've already done it for this turn, have I? Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating because a lot of what's going on the military side is not necessarily failures of the military, it's failures of the capacity to supply the military more stuff. Partially because of the fact that we currently have, or we pay overseas shipping on water, which is then promptly going the dumpster. I don't know enough how to tell the thing not to ship water. It's basically where we're at. So as a more charity note, we do have the props, so I could evaluate the planes with props. Medium aircraft on a blueprint there. Say medium turboprop as a fighter bomber. Large wings, guns, heavy rockets. .12 hex ranged fighter bomber. That wouldn't be too implausible, actually, field. And then if we look at our existing light aircraft, if we just say, hey, we're going to swap the medium propeller for medium turboprop, which is 800 engine power, 16 engine efficiency, versus the predecessor, which is less power, less engine efficiency. That should just be a pure upgrade. And we can get even more range on it. And the ultralight, the same sort of logic. Although there is an ultralight turboprop, so we can do that. That'll work. Probably want to slap a gun on that so it can protect itself. And yeah, that's the sort of thing we're looking at for aircraft upgrades. When we have the design time to design them. And some of those might actually be worth fielding if we had reliable petrol, apparently. Spending a lot of petrol on simply trying to fuel all the logistics, which is shipping worthless water. I got a little bit of car, but I don't really got a lot that I want to spend it on.
Aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye, sir.
I feel like my spy master is really bad at his job for some reason. Yeah, he might be better at taking field command and us getting someone else in his job. He's only 16. And apparently has a War of 8. Would have thought you had a better war. I don't know what exactly happened to you. Although you're old, you're probably taking penalties. Yeah, leader status certificate, so be looking for a replacement for him. What's our reserve pool looking like as far as people with war stat and or covert ops? Terrible. It was one of my advisors. That's a good question. Yeah, you have covert ops 19 and a war skill of 28, so you'd be better in the position. Oh, 71 years old, so they're going to get old quickly. For the moment, let's us just attach you to the foreign affair or the spycraft. There's that. Here we go.
Yes.
So that's something I hadn't necessarily accounted for. Has the stats of my foreign affairs counselor been going down? Their charisma is still pretty high, but yeah, their war stats definitely has been. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think of good ways to solve the current problem, and there really aren't any. In theory, automated logistics would help, but we haven't discovered that. And then military side, ammo compactation would help a little bit because it'd keep the ammo fairly small, but we haven't discovered that either. Yeah, that's not good. They're hitting us artillery and attacking, and we don't have enough readiness, so we don't hold. Oh, no, we do hold. We're taking serious losses, but we hold. We killed 100 infantry, 70 tanks, the cost of 1,000. 900 infantry, 10 guns, 20 motorized, 20 tanks. It's around 177. We have 5 incentives awaiting us. That's a decade of revolution, and we're not quite ready for this revolution, apparently.
Order received.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Roger that.
Roger.
Okay. Yeah, a bunch of our work apartments just completed. The port expansion over there just completed, so we should have more loading, unloading on that side. All and that's just actually, in this case scenario, push it onto the road, which is where we're having the issues. Theory, no dice with that.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, a little bit more there, and we're able to declare peace with them.
Aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye, sir.
Okay, we've got some spies embedded there. Some spies embedded over there.
Aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye, sir.
Now that we've got the advisor assigned
Aye,
to
aye,
him, we're
sir.
getting much better results. Okay, so the port should probably kick in next turn. Well, that's, again, just going to shift the problem to the road on the far side. Although that might allow me to get the tanks across, we'll see. Work apartments are complete. The rail is complete. That's maybe concerning with the amount of shipping capacity we have available. Although I've got so much shipping capacity going the other rail lines, right? We could divert some, I suppose. Or we got 30,000 going that way, which we don't need. And if I push that towards the port, that would the port's down here. That would in theory help.
Yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
Get these started slowly, so the workers have time to be delivered and or hired.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, if we get them back up to 25, we can maybe try to negotiate a peace. I just need much more mind. I'm gonna negotiate a peace with the Becker. Which is very RNG to solve. And I presumably have some demands going that I'm just ignoring. We're not doing the bureaucratic asset. Well, I might actually be able to just do that. That's only 2 turns. Be tight. Oh, I need to select the city if I want to do that. Do you have the bureaucracy? No, so that'll be a turn if that builds. I think I have the level 1 there, so it'd be 2.
Roger that.
Okay, we're gonna take the gamble that those build, so we can complete that demand. That might even be enough to complete the second demand if it does work. Second demand, we got a little bit more breathing space on. Yeah, I suppose we can look at what our victory score is. So our victory score went up when we got the protection on that city, so we're up to 30%. The difficulty here is we need to hold the city, which is right on the front lines. And get another 20%, which means basically taking from other people. We don't have the most people. This is maybe one of the reasons we're struggling so much with Breckersnecht, is they do outnumber us in population. And maybe it's suffering a little bit less with the shipping than we are. Although maybe they are suffering the shipping, that's why every once in a while we get a good gut punch to them. All other the concerns here, yeah, things aren't great. Although, that's maybe telling us how much ammo we're spending. We're spending a lot of ammo. Lots of ammo is being shot. So, I said this to someone earlier in the stream. I don't friend people on Discord. If you want to get into contact with me on Discord, my Discord is the same as the YouTube username, which is Woho100. So I'm not unreachable if that's what you want to do, but part of that's because I have a spam filter on the on Discord. So if you're not a known spammer, you should be able to get in contact with me. If you're a spammer, then it won't let you. So that's all I'm going to say on that issue. Well, we still control the city for the moment, although the situation's being a little bit worse. And this is a three-front war. I think all three of us are at war with each other. Okay, it's around 178. We have 100 infantry and 10 tanks. We lost 700 infantry over the end turn. We have 4 decisions. Actually want more mines.
Yeah.
Take the mind.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Copy that.
Okay. So, diplomacy-wise, we're not at the point where we can open peace negotiations with you, because we got to get up to 25 for that.
Sir, yes, sir.
Which won't even be next turn. Reestablish connection with you. These guys we have connection with, although they don't... Oh, we're gonna take that roll. Yeah, we've already got the hexes off of them, so this is a appropriate place if they will accept it.
Sir, yes, sir.
They do. Okay, we got peace with one enemy. This means we can pull troops off of that front, slam them on the other. Oh, I'm oversupply. Leave some of those guys behind. Over the frontage. There we go.
All clear, sir. Fire when ready. Requesting backup.
Okay. So the situation isn't much better. For the moment, we can set up some traffic signs here. I don't need anything going north. That bridge is a bridge, but it's not a bridge we need to use. Got no surplus shipping, because we're shipping it enough. That it's saturated. Construction complete in the bureaucratic office. The other one was delayed, but in theory will finish next turn, which was why I didn't want to do the 2-turn one, because 2 turns would have turned into 3 turns, and we need it done in 2. One of the ports is at least proceeding at the speed that we have to do. The other one's running a little bit behind schedule. The capital one is going at speed. And we still have that poor place that's trying to get enough workers to build the apartments. Do I just throw some colonists at you? I suppose we do just throw some colonists at you if we can.
Acknowledged. Confirming orders.
Help get you the worker housing going. And again, this is maybe particularly a problem with the Oceania maps. Because shipping water over ocean costs logistics. Because I don't have a land connection, we're shipping the water, and the water's just really heavy, because there's so much of it. we're constantly at the point where we're getting real close to fixing the logistical issue. But it's also, ports are really expensive to build. They don't, mainly in workers. The big problem is not necessarily they don't have the industry to build them, they don't have the workers. Or I don't have the industry. It's both ends of the problem, right? Because the end where I've got all the workers, or got all the industry, I don't necessarily got enough workers. We don't necessarily enough on the other side. Yeah, this is probably where I need to play this vocalization tower. As much as it's a bit of a shame to put a
Roger.
artifact so close to the front lines.
Fire when ready.
Oh, that wasn't right.
Requesting backup.
So I'm going to get a little more effectiveness in the stick in there. So RPGs have been delivered to machine, or... Okay, so it's just deploying more infantry. Although, a lot of this infantry really needs to get deployed to the front where we don't have the logistics to deploy anything, which is why it's sitting in reserve.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, so we didn't get attacked, which is good. Although this is not the weather they'd probably want to attack in. They probably want to attack in the winter, when the marshes freeze over. Based on that front. We're at peace with Brecker for the moment. To be fair, we might be able to negotiate back to being peace with the other guys as well. Although not this turn, because they're going to give them 25, so I need to give them 5 more points. Opinion. We lost 10 motorized, which wasn't that bad. It's around 179. We have 6 decisions. Dome breach. One of our recycling facilities is empty. So, the bureaucratic asset did complete. Jet engines completed. So let's actually go look at that blueprint quickly for our medium aircraft. So does it make sense to do super heavy turboprop, which is 3,000 horsepower? Do I go for very heavy engines, jet engines? Probably the jet engines. It's making us heavier. Yeah, it's not as fuel efficient. Okay, so that would be the trade-off there. Turboprop is more fuel efficient, so we get a longer range. The jets are probably a little bit better actually for dogfighting, but least the base jets, I think we're going to skip. We might go with the turbojets when those come up.
Order received.
Roger that.
Minor worker strikes.
Sir, yes,
we can at least
sir.
deal with the minor worker strikes pretty easily.
Roger that. Copy that.
The dome breach isn't that hard. Although, oh yeah, the dome breach isn't that hard. We had critical success. That's good. Okay, let's send to the professional troops, which we are able on this front at least to get reinforcements most of the time for. So they're much more replaceable than the militia. Although I will bring in the militia tanks to get us more stack point frontage. Three to one, so we should be able to get this stack pretty surrendered.
All clear, sir.
Mechanized troops showing off why they're hard to destroy. Thinking, oh, three subunits, this should be easy to destroy.
Sir, yes, sir.
1 point short. Okay. Can I open or trade with you? No. Very much no. Okay, that apartment's still struggling to construct down there. Bureaucratic office is done. Yeah, port proceeded. Getting a little bit closer to actually proceeding at speed there. We bad rolled on the capital.
Acknowledged. Confirming orders.
Oh, and for once we've actually caught up with generating the replacement, so it's just delivery that's now the issue. Just fixed delivery. Oh, and we got enough shipping cross water that we can finally get you across. Delivering more replacements to this front. It's gonna have to walk the rest of the way, but at least you can get across the shipping lane. That's actually gonna be the case for the tank. That will be the case for the tank. Okay. I'll have to drive or walk here from the front, but that'll be good. Yeah, I think if we can form cohesive combat lines for future battles, we might actually be in the running to win some of these fights in better order. How is the design going on some of these models? 57% complete on the field testing. Currently 164, going up to 170. And then tech-wise, we are working on personal armor optimization, so the next armor would be better, even if we're not upgrading the armor type. Okay. And let's cycle that turn. I think I might do one more turn, take this part as a slightly shorter part, because I let a couple of the earlier parts in the stream go a bit long. Currently, my internal plan is also to do some Shadow Empire tomorrow, although it won't be a continuation of this game. Apparently, troubleshooting my own problems is not enough for me, and we're going to be troubleshooting someone else's problems tomorrow, is kind of the plan. So if you're watching on stream, and you like watching me deal with the problems that occur in Shadow Empire, and want to see me deal with someone else's problems, we will be engaging with troubleshooting someone's save from Reddit. I forgot to look up the Reddit user's name before the stream. I'll have it in the description tomorrow, and presumably in the YouTube video if you're watching this on YouTube, for that video when it gets uploaded to YouTube. Because assuming I don't make a complete mess of it, we'll upload that to YouTube as well. Okay, it's round 180. We have 7 decisions. We actually took surprisingly few losses that turn. Maybe an indication that our supply situation has improved. We've got 7 decisions. One of which is going to know what to do with the roaming thieves, or how effectively deal with the roaming thieves. Still in the Decade of Revolution. That's our fighter bomber complete. Let's cover jetpacks. We finished motorizing the siege grenadiers, I think.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Do you want to use the medium 2 engine as a level bomber or transport?
Yes, sir. Roger that.
That's a good question. Still probably wants to be like the super heavy turboprop. If I can get enough range on it, cargo would be tempting. 16 hex range. 3 kilo, or 3K of cargo. Or we could do the same in bombs. Well, I suppose we could also just develop 2 different models. One is the cargo plane, one's the bomber. Sure, we'll do that. So this will be the... You name you. You are cargo. The pop-up doesn't show if you're wondering what's going on there. Make that a little bit better. There we go. Then we can do a new blueprint, and this will be the bomber. So this will be, say, 3K precision bombs, roughly the same tank on the turboprop, very heavy engine. Okay, slightly slower to range. No, we can give it the same range. Drop the bomb load payload a bit, but that's probably a pretty good tactical bomber. Okay. And then let's go ahead and start designing those. Getting the airfields to support those will be a little bit of a fun endeavor. We'll do the cargo one first.
Order received.
As the cargo one, if we can sort enough petrol, might help to solve some of these problems. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, 16 hex range is, if we wanted to invade them, that would be enough range. That, I don't think is enough range to go from A to B. So I can do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, so we're up in the 20s. I think it goes from 16. It might go 16 to 25. Which we obviously can't do on the current drive. Did I negotiate with you this turn? No. Got something better than the 4K? No. We opened contact with them? Yes. Okay, so we're just gonna take that roll. We did hit that roll, so next turn we should be able to negotiate negotiate a surrender, or say surrender. We can negotiate a peace. Yeah, I think these guys... I would not be surprised, based on how badly supplied these guys kind of look, if someone forgot to pay the bill on one of those ports, shipping into one of those ports. Because my supply situation, well, the supply situation for the troops is great. The supply situation for getting them reinforcements is terrible. But their supply situation, at least what we can see, looks real bad. Which is probably why they pulled back. AI is not completely dumb. Its supply situation has gone to absolute trash. It will usually try to withdraw rather than be suffer a defeat in detail.
All clear, sir. Going in. All clear, sir.
I have suspicions that someone has run out of money. Because, it shouldn't be that easy to fight people. Unless, you know, you're not paying the bills. Well, I suppose that is good for me if their routes fell apart. Transit routes fell apart. And yeah, these guys are at peace with me, so they're like, yeah, we got a real war to focus on. They're just pulling everything off the front. Just depending on how things go when the war goes hot again, might not be in their best interest, but it's not in the long-term one. Short-term, it's probably fine. And they are double continental, so they're all the way up to here, except for this area, and then there's continent. Which is part of the reason they are in second. Okay, you finished the apartments. Do you still need more workers? No. Okay. So your workers should be happy with nice new fancy housing. Does the port construction there have enough workers? The port construction there does not. So this port, it's more workers.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, for the moment, we're waiting on improvements in shipping. We can start building up the manpower reserve. That's good. And then theory, we can negotiate peace on the next turn. Although, if we're suddenly winning, am I going to negotiate peace? That's a good question. If I'm winning, do I negotiate peace? And I think the answer might be no. Right, if these guys' situation has fallen so badly apart, we'll throw them off the continent. That'll stabilize that front permanently. Assuming we can attack. Assuming we have enough logistics to actually attack. Same sort of logic over here. If this situation continues to stay this bad, yeah, we could stay on the static, but 9% supply. Yeah, I think someone screwed up one of their shipping contracts. If I were to make an educated guess, I think someone screwed up the shipping contracts. This is where we're going to go ahead and put the part break in. We're working on ports. And ports. And it's going to be ports in this run, I think. If we fix the ports, I think we win the game. Because this is everything that's holding me back is inadequacy of my port system to ship my troops. Or inadequacy in my logistics system because we're shipping so much water via the port system that's just getting thrown in the trash when it arrives. shipping more water than it makes. Not there, so there's a little bit of shuffle. We're making more there, and I'm not think we're working the backlog down, although it's hard to tell. But yeah, I think things are getting better. This might be because we've magicked the diplomacy in the situation, or the AI screwed something up and they don't have enough to pay the bills or something. I have to say, we've been at war, so we haven't been paying any blackmail, so maybe they've run out of money from all the blackmail we've been paying them. Although, I think the gifts count as money, so no, we've been giving them money, so they definitely have money, or should definitely have money. Before we forget, we want to make sure we don't run out of money, which is efficiency drives.
Roger that. Roger that. Roger that.
There we go. But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, there will probably be a part up tomorrow, and in fact, you can probably expect on one of the previous days that I will have done a stream recording and then uploaded that of fixing a Redditor's Shadow Empire run. So what I'm going to be doing after the stream today is I'm going to be temporarily transporting the save files from this game into a folder so that I don't accidentally overwrite them while I'm doing the demonstration of fixing for that game. If you're watching on Twitch, this is your last good opportunity to get comments responded to while the stream is live. Because I am going to leave the stream for a couple minutes after I bring the YouTube recording to a close. And yeah, we're at basically the end of round 180. We are winning. I say with very, very twitching eyebrows. It doesn't feel like we're winning, but we're winning. Again, I think if we fix the logistics and integrate the last miner, we'll have the most people, we'll have functioning logistics, we'll have troops that are on par, and I think we've got the industry that if we can just deliver it to the enemy, the form of bullets, I think we win. But yeah, I think that's where we are. Could definitely be a little bit happier with logistics, and then tech is coming along. Would really like to get the automation. The big one is automated logistics and industrial robotization. Oh, and high tech would be nice as well. Although high tech would be nicer if I had the people where I needed them. But yeah, with that, I'm going to go ahead and wish you all the best of luck and a good time. And hopefully your games are going better than my game right now. Although I don't think my game's necessarily going that bad. And with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. And bye for now.